hard screening 100 applicants.
Ben, thank you for allowing me to see you. You're the only one I trust. Everybody else, nobody I trust. Because he understands music.
How the hell do you wind up like this? Why weren't we able to see the signs that we missed? We tried to be tables. I wish you'd unclench your fists and unpack your suitcase. Lately there's been too much of this, but don't think it's too late. Nothing's wrong, just as long as you someday I will. Someday, since we're here anyway, we can end up saying things we've always needed to say. So we can end up staying. Now the story's played out like this. Just like a paperback novel, let's rewrite it and it fits. Instead of Hollywood horror, nothing's wrong, just as long as you know that someday I will.
Every one of you will get your karma. You're just deserved. Because I'm not stopping it. I'm gonna let it spin to you. Go play your war game.
Why weren't we able to see the signs that we missed? We tried to look sables. Now the story's been like this.
One day somebody's gonna let me tell my whole story without any fucking interruptions, and then maybe people wouldn't get fucking karma. Thank you, Ben, for letting me see you. You're the only one who keeps my feet on the ground right now. You're the only one. Because everybody else on that channel has no fucking clue what I'm going through right now. And I'm not talking to anybody anymore. I threw up 65 fucking pounds. I'm allowed to be angry. And nobody will let me tell the story of when it started. You just want to say I'm bad, I'm evil. But what? Yes, I seen your cat. I can't go back and see the birds because I'm not going to go back and watch everybody try to justify why they know me. They don't know me, but nobody fucking knows me, Ben. Those women have never come in my channel to talk to me, to get to know me. Like, I know you have Brody, you have Apple, you have Cher, your wife's, or no, Elton. You have your wife's name's Christina. You just came back. I think you're supposed to teach them piano lessons. And you have 2 kids, aren't they? 12 and 13. One, a dog and a cat. And in between the night, they switch to each other's bed because they love both your kids. Because they can't choose which one they love more. And Buddy, I knew it was Buddy. But anybody know? Anybody's story? Anybody know about the people I get to know on my channel? No. They just tell everybody I'm crazy. Right, Ben? But at least I know you got my back now. Because, right, Ben, the two of us need love no more. Because I found a British. I didn't know you had a British sound. Or where you're from. It's like you're my gladiator. That came with the voice of the Knights Around the Round Table. These people have no clue how just your voice. It's like the Knights of the Round Table when honor was honor. Right? You stood up for a woman. You didn't put her down. Instead, everybody put me down and tell me she's crazy. How about sending me an email and saying hi instead of waking up in the morning and getting one? You're a fucking loser. You're this. Ha ha ha. Aren't you really happy, Benny? Aren't you upset now Benny Keys is monetized? Shall I continue? Is that not mental abuse on the internet? And everybody will point fingers at me. But when Bob went to see that fucking fat bitch in BC, he spun out, she spun out. And because I told her, I said, Beth McGee, I think, is honest rage. But I kind of think Beth McGee is Laurie trying to suck up to Benny Keys. I'll give you money. I'll give you money. I'll give you money. Right? Because these ladies here give me their phone numbers. And no, I've told certain ones, you stay away. And when you're ready to email me and need some advice, email me and I'll call you right away. Right? I've told other ones, if you work in an old age home, bubbles. But everybody's talking about cooking in Pendar's Live. I am a chef. Gold and silver fucking medals. So I hope the chick who's did something in her crock pot, you get food poisoning. Because I said people are going to get food poisoning this weekend. Right? Exploding diarrhea. Right? And now we'll find out who gets food poisoning after way I was treated. And Pendar, take my fucking wrench. Because if you were any type of a creator, you would have said, you have a problem with Kimmy, shut your fucking mouth. but you let them abuse me. You're no better than Benny Keys. Benny never did that to me. But all you fucking mean bitches in that channel did. And the only man with balls was my Ben, who got up online to tell you women, stop. And then even after he went up there and I wanted to go and try to tell my story, the bitches wanted to fucking fight. Right fucking trash. And if somebody lost some, I do not care. Coco, karma's a bitch, isn't it? Because every fucking one of you that talked about me, it will come back on you. 50, 30, 45. I told you, I have been gifted names. And like my gladiator here, he knows I have been gifted a name that I only gift when I die, and this bracelet will go with that name to whoever deserves it. And it doesn't mean it's my son, my daughter, or any fucking buddy. It's the one who's there when I say my last given name. You people have no fucking clue. I was born in the elevator. Scorpio, Sagittarius. I lived where my mother and I both should have died. You know, should have. I have gone through hallways. The Esposito Hockey School, if you only knew the old arena. And you think I'm nobody. Do you know who Phil and Tony Esposito were, are, and will forever be? They are Canadian gold on the Canadian team that beat Russia. So, you think I'm nobody? 'Cause those that hurt me, here's your fucking heart. Just like I said, Rambo Last Blood, I would have done a whole lot different. Kimmy Last Blood, take his pants down, take his cock out as he screams, slowly cut it off. And as its mouth is screaming, shove the cock in his mouth, take my knife, just like Rambo. Rip his rib cage because I can, because that's how fucking strong I am. Rip his rib cage down, go like this because I can take down animals. I've been trained. I just don't like to do it. And then I would take his rib cage and rip it open, take my hand in, and take his heart and go, you broke my fucking heart. And then I would have dropped it, stepped on it, and then I would have taken my fist, and I would have broke his face with my fist. You know you don't hit like this, you go like that. Because when I get my boxing bag, my kickboxing bag, you guys think I'm fooling? I'm getting one. And I'm going to hit it like this, because if I do it like this, I will re-break my fucking fingers. But I'll see every one of you get your karma, because I know who's my warriors and who will say shut your fucking mouth. Because if you don't, and you go after her, and you keep bugging her 5, 10, 15, and if you do it on purpose, knowing who I am, I will tell you again, it's 50, 30, 45. Because the people who did what they did to the West Boys do the 45. Because when you get behind bars, you will be the sex toy that will be strapped somewhere. You'll never get to eat, but they will use you. Right? Slow death. Because that's what they deserve. And if Max, who killed Kiki Camarena, a good fucking cop, look that up your history, Coco, and all you fucking bitches. Kiki Camarena, the last narc. Your government had Mexican police officers take him, where can an American helicopter pilot named Max, who flew all the stuff in the Contra Wars, they tied him to a fucking chair and did what they did. And I know they put spikes in his fucking hand. And that's why everybody's scared. Because nobody knew. Spikes went in his hand so they could do right like this, a spike between a hand. The worst torture is to a hand or the feet, because if I was what I was, oh, would I love to take fucking fat spider bitch in BC down. But I'm gonna psychologically get her, because if she only knew what different nationality bloodlines that live in BC, that I could just say, hey, can you stop by this fat bitch's house? No, I'm gonna raise money. And she better get over too, because she's not gonna get to the United States, because, again, she is. I'm watching Curios's. He's gonna fucking win tomorrow. You fucking right. Because I told you, Bounce, you gotta watch the Bounce, right. Curios has been around enough that he knows everybody, and it's his turn to fucking win Wimbledon. Wouldn't that be cool? Because I love him. Because when he fucking fell, right? When he fell, no, he can't. It's not that he has to behave. He needs to. When he fell, right? He grabbed his hip. And that fucking tool who came in Rose in the hip, he grabbed his hip to give himself some fucking pain and get up and talk to the dirt and say, I got time. Let him think I'm fucking hurt. So he's gotta hit. Boom! Boom! No running, because he hurt himself. No running. It's gotta be precise. Boom! Boom! No running. Because I know my tennis too. Because I broke fucking rackets. Because somebody go, out! I out of your fucking mind. That's why I didn't play golf either. Because to this day, I don't know how many of my mother-in-law's golf clubs that I threw on the golf course in Blind River. Because I said, you get me a guy with one of those carty things to drive me back to the clubhouse so I can have something to eat, because I'm going to kill somebody with a golf club. Because my grandfather, William Blair, who managed the Union Hall right beside the Elks Hall, came back from, he was, I don't know what he was, green, red beret, whatever, but he took in my mother and her two brothers and married my grandmother, who was a Hall, and made them all Blairs. They had a choice. Do you want your name, my name, or would you like to keep your own? They all wanted to keep their Hall name because they all prayed at one point their father would come back. But I know, allegedly, my Uncle Harold, who passed away, met everybody because the Halls owned the Little Red Barn restaurants in the United States, okay? Remember that, the Little Red Barn? Well, this is what I know what happened now because my uncle's dead, okay? He went over there, the middle child. My mother older, his brother younger. Met whoever, right? Met whoever. And never came back to my uncle or my mother and said. So, what did he know to the day of his last living breath? What he stole from my aunt or my mother and my uncle, still to this day. And if his kids sue me, fuck you, because I quit your Baker's Dozens when I was standing at the counter. My cousin, who owned Baker's Dozens, okay? Female baker. He's hiring another guy. I made $45 a bake, okay? As I'm getting a drink to go back and get something. My cousin, who trained the bakers, okay, you fucking jerk off, says to this guy, I'll give you $55 or $60 a bake. That much more money of me doing the same thing. And I turned when I heard that and I said, excuse me. I said, why are you giving him 15 or whatever more a bake? He said to me, because he's a man and he has kids at home. I said, I'm a woman. My husband's at home. My kids are. And I quit. And the cake I was supposed to decorate because I did the birthday cakes and I'd bake a cake for whatever. I didn't bake the cake. I didn't do nothing. So when my aunt came in and went, where's the cake? I went, what cake? I'm just a baker. I don't decorate cakes. And by the way, I fucking quit. And I walked out the door. And not long after that, let's just say they didn't have any donut shops anymore. Right? And that's what your own bloodline does to you. I would drive from Gauley River and do whatever I did. Go home. And because, oh, your blood, you'll help us. No, they were fucking millionaires. Because my cousin won $6 million. And she was the one who was in the car accident with us going when I was supposed to make the cakes at Tim Hortons. So, you don't think my own fucking family fucked me, So, Razor Ramon is my uncle. Don't I look like him? And I grow my own pot because we're legal. We have a tent that we get to grow and figure out things. And I'm making edibles. So I don't have to smoke it because my throat's a little sore from throwing up. So whoever got karma, oh darn, that's your shit. I ain't gonna cry because I threw up and cried 65 fucking pounds when I could have told you right from the start where the boys went. I could have told you what happened at the house, and Summer was dead or missing a long time ago. Because it's not just Summer on that hill that went missing. There's probably a couple other kids that were born that nobody ever knew about. Because those dildos were Grandis's, allegedly. Anybody else want to talk and kiss up now? Are you not entertained?
We care about making carefully crafted.
Are you not entertained? And if I could do a StreamYard, I would, but I don't know how. So keep saying I did coke. I never did coke once ever. And if one more person says or even thinks it, slit your fucking throat, because karma's a fucking bitch. And I'm Ocean Wind Woman. Don't fuck with me, because I've been given names from centuries, and the last one, and I got another one. And that's the name that can do block shit. But I don't do block shit. But I could. So you want to find out? And I'll tell you again. Benny Keys, the scales better get here. Because you got, 4 or 3 days. So whatever happens, hey, you put it out there. You gave the scales to me. Everybody saw. The universe saw. Your sister saw. And my husband is sick and tired of smelling patchouli oil every time I say her name. Say my name. Say my name. Remember Sandra Bland was killed in a police station because a cop killed her. She didn't hang herself. They murdered her. Cause if she was white, she wouldn't have been in there, right? Right. Put your cigarette down. Any cop put that fucking white cop. Oh, if I could only teach you women about if somebody how to disarm somebody when they put your fucking hands in your window. But it's too late for Sandra Bland, isn't it? Say her name. Say her name. A woman relocating to a no job. Smokes a little pot. And what did they do to her? Kept her over. Worried about her family because she just got there. Couldn't make a bail of $500, wasn't it? And then when they finally made the bail, they go back in the cell where she was, and they said she hung herself. She didn't hang herself. Say her name. And what about the little boy who his teacher documented the abuse? Said, look, they're keeping him in a cupboard, feeding him what? Say his name. I'm not fucked up. The American people and how they treat kids are. Right, my Ben? Yeah, and Coco, I am fucking crazy. I am a rapid cycler, manic depressive woman that they will never, ever be able to put me on medication other than when they did when I almost caught our house on fire, falling asleep. You want to hear that story? You want to hear how I threw up? How, let's put her on, what was that? Okay. All these Medicaid, you don't care. And I'm 60, and none of yous will make it to 60, other than the one who's 61 and let everybody bully me. That's not a creator of a channel. That's just let everybody reign over my channel. And then when Ben gets up there and says, enough's enough, and then he leaves, and that fucking Coco still had a fucking problem with me. So Coco, go fuck yourself, Coco. Because I guess you got your just desserts, right? Don't blame me. Because that Friday night, I told yous all, and you said it. Am I gonna be hexed? I guess you were. Karma's a bitch. God delivers it, not me. How do you want to be written?
I know the feeling. Nobody was there, stuck out on the ledge, and there ain't no healing. Cutting yourself at the jagged edge. I'm telling you now, it's never that bad. Taking the stars the way you're at.
Thank you so much, Ben, because you're the only man on YouTube. Get up there and tell all those bitches, shut your fucking mouth. You want to get to know me, then come in and get to know me. But if you cross me, I'll call you right out in front of everybody. Right, Coco? Because my warrior women that I called them a fucking bitch. I don't call my ladies, right, McKady? A cunt. You call me a cunt, you have no teethies, and you're on the fucking ground knocked out. But I'll tell you, I've seen platypussy here. My snake lady, and she has 2 beautiful redhead sons, right? Or is it 1? And you have a beautiful dog. That was sick, and I hope he's getting better. Because if you can get any kind of CBD oils wherever you are, if you can get that, give him CBD oils. You'll tell by what he eats or whatever. You'll find out, like, Did I give him too much? Because he'll get a little, you'll see, he'll walk like this. And you go a little bit, a couple of drops. And if he's walking good, because this is what I told SB. Because her puppy kept falling and she'd leave her live. And good Lord, it's the dog upstairs that fell off. And she said it was old. Get a CBD oil and just a little bit on his food or her, and you'll see your dog will, if it's hurting, all of a sudden you see it moving. So then you know, little by little, how much possibly to do a little bit more. Because I think, I swear to God, because I have my capsules over here by the side of me. Remember the time I told you my dog was kind of wackadoodle, the Yorkie said, and he was doing this and doing this and doing, because he would do. I think he ate one of my fucking capsules. So he went out there, that little Yorkie, going, I can't, because he was like 4 feet. And I said to my husband, what the fuck is he on? And I and I can't look at him in the eyes like the goat because his breath is. Katie knows she has those little fucking dogs that bite ankles. He was so because I said to my husband, I think he ate a capsule because he looked like a lamb, one of those fucking goats. And that was at the end of my kitty cat's video because I went, wow, because he went and boop, and I'm going, and I pick him up and stand him up, and he's like, I'm going, because we thought he ate something across next door, because the guy next door is like this girlfriend of mine. He's got, a guy. Ben, I know you don't have big toys like these guys because you're an elegant man because you teach piano, okay? I would love to see you get a Ben if we ever meet. I'm running to you with the greasiest fucking hands because I'm gonna dirty you up. You look too clean. Just saying. Because you're gonna be I know you'll be all dressed in white, and I'll run with you with just man in black racing. Man, the two of us, we love each other. And your Christina's gonna go and let me do it, right? Because you have Brody, Buddy, Apple. Like, why do I want to put Cher when it's Elton John in there, right? Okay. Brody's the kid. Okay, Elton's. Okay, Elton is what bird? Because you didn't call a kitty or a dog Elton, did you? Okay. Who's what? Because I had to leave before I got to see the bird. Right? Did they talk? Tweeter, tweeter. Because again, a minor fucking bird looked at my beautiful little girl, maybe 5 years old, looked exactly like, okay, Elton, Brody, Buddy are the birds. Elton, sing to me, Buddy. Buddy goes over and throws shit at Elton every once in a while, right? The birds, they throw the shit out of their cage, right? Oh, Francis, Scott, and Hugo. Oh, see, even your kids have fucking elegant names, right? Right? I'm wet willing your ears right now because I'm going to do that because we're going to see each other. Or when you go see Elton John, say, have a sign wherever you are and say, Kimmy, I'm right here. Or do this. Do like the things when you go like this to say, help. Or you could be throwing up in the air marshmallows and cheesies. And you could eat whatever. Will they kick you out if you do something like that? Just ask. Oh, you better do me live right there. And if you get a chance and you're close enough to the stage, you get up there, you run. Okay. Are you bringing the kids? Which kid would you sacrifice to throw in front of a guard to get up to the stage to say, Elton John? Kimmy from Snowball Nation remembered you when you wore the fucking platform. Remember? Fuck, wasn't that the Tommy? Didn't he do Tommy with the fucking plat? I had a pair of platform boots. But my dad said I had to stop wearing them because I couldn't walk in those because I kept falling. But I can run in stiletto heels. And again, right? Yeah, he played in Tommy, see? Then the two of us lead love no more because we've done this before. Yeah, you were probably somewhere at an elegant dinner that came to Canada, and I didn't know, and I went, bada boom, like the guys, I swear to God, at the Italian dinner, because I think the Italian cop talked to the redhead cop and said, she really did stick her head in the dishwasher. You'll end up watching it. She went out, Carmen came back and went, yeah, she did do it. And then, because they love her, me, they fed me food. And again, all the cops, because when cops get restaurants, they go to the back door and the cookie gives them food. And like all the bands, like, right, Ben, if you're up on stage and you always go up and say, hey, cookie, can you get this ready for me when we come off the stage after we do our thing, right? And because they are so fucking hungry and whatever after throwing all their electrolytes and whatever, this light, that, and some guys did their DNA too sometimes, right? Depended where you were, right then. Remember, my mother in front of the Chippendales, I have my money. And Chipsdale was right there. Because I'm calling my mother after this video. Why didn't you call me and say no, you fucking... These were all the Elks Lady Lodge members that all went to those Lady Lodge members. Kids, all the friggin' nut bars would be on curling teams. They went somewhere where something was going on. All these fucking old ladies, the first thing they do is go hit and get the Man magazines, and because my mother would never let me go. Now I know why. Because I can see all the old girls. Because they always made me go back in the kitchen, and because we had to watch this one lady. She was scary in the kitchen, so... But wherever they went bonspieling this one time, I think there was something with the guys doing something there. Because my mother said they didn't need to use their Man Guy magazines. They all just opened their doors and laid on the floor and watched. I'm going to have to call her now. All these guys going back and forth to the pool, going to the pool, coming back wet or dry, coming back wet. So just imagine all these female old ladies going, and they're fucking, like, remember, Elks women, like the guy Elks are nutty bars. So just imagine the women laying in front, okay, in front of the door with their arms up like this, holding up their head, going, and then the fucking idiot, well, what do you give them? Fine. Then the fucking nut bars were standing there with their magazines that they had and took magic markers and going, he's a 10, no, 10, ooh, 6.5. And I, my mother, was it the whole body or what was measuring? So remember a graph, right, Ben? Measure twice, cut once. Because if you take a fucking beam when you're fucking working on beams, when you're a welder, right, and you gotta cut a fucking beam. And even if you're cutting salami, because you gotta have so much for whatever, right? Because you know it's portion control, so everybody gets so much in your sandwich. Because that's what I had to do too, right? So just imagine you're doing a skyscraper, okay? They get in the moon. That's why the Twin Towers went down, because somebody didn't measure twice. That's why right down. And just saying, is that what happened? Because because most of the guys that were up doing all that shit were native, right? Who could walk across fucking beams, right? Because they were the high wire guys. So just imagine you game up there and you're trying to bolt in. And this is for Griff, and all of a sudden the guy yells down, who's the fucking idiot who didn't measure twice, cut once? And then you say, oh, it's him. Okay, just have him stand there. Drop the fucking beam. Boom. Okay, he's fired. Right. Hey, Ben. Right. Hey, Ben, are you still here, or are you going to go see the birds and the kids and say, Christine, come and listen to her. She's on a roll. Right. Okay. Because I didn't know you had that kind of voice. I didn't. You're like you're royalty. You have that accent of the round table guys, you know. That's why my daddy made a round table out here, that it's stale, that he measured a whole bunch of right times, that the wood will fall apart because my husband has to keep doing it. But that sucker, the frame, when I'm gone and whatever, aliens will come down and look at that thing and go, what? What was that used for? Right? It was used to hide kids, and they did do, until all of a sudden the fucking hornet's nest decided to go up in there. But you know how big that table was? Bobby Joe's first birthday party. You can't just invite certain kids. Guess who had the whole class? Come on over. And I have pictures, because Pendar saw them, because you can see my little redhead who I was holding in aprons that got this, those plastic wheelbarrows, because that was his present to give him something before he started grabbing ponytails, redheads just, then he'd like my friend's son who would go for boobies, he would go for pigtails, because as soon as you pissed him off, right? Honest. So just imagine he got that wheelbarrow and he's not even on the ground. And that was my kid that locked me in the pantry. Again, was that a week before, or who knows? But if you have a redhead, do not turn your back, because, like I said, I met a lady at Walmart before the power went off. I said, oh, what a cutie pie, she's redhead. And I said, don't turn your back on. She goes, I said, redhead. And then before I knew it, she goes, how did you know? That little girl, she went to go take out garbage. The baby sat in front of the door, so she had to go like this to get in. Then the last time I met a woman who had this beautiful little girl. After I'm Googling with her, she had 4-year-old twin sons at home, another said. So it's like everywhere I go, it's almost like I'm scared to go out now because I get in contact with twins. There's twins. What is this? To me, it's the only thing is Darian Brown didn't do it. Within the years of I reported it first, and I think the problem is the red-headed cop is the cop that came the first time and thinks I'm fucking stupid because if I go into town, I'm going into the OPP station and I'm gonna fucking yell because when I called the city police to look after my mother, who's over 80, they showed up 4 hours later after my brother went there because we called him. So he finally goes there. Then the police show up. My mother says, "Called. I have 3 really nice guys here." I said, "I called 4 hours ago." She's over in her 80s. And my mother is living with a young man that heard my mother falling down the stairs one day. And if he hadn't ran like this and caught her head, he said, Kimmy, she would have died. He said, because where my father ran when I fell down the stairs, he goes, to this day, he says, I don't know. He said, all I had was her head hitting the concrete. And he ran and caught her head in his hands. So, the police, I called you to help my mom because this young man protects my mom. And I will never, ever fight for the police like I would have done. Yeah, he saved her life. So, when I call you and say, I'm 45 minutes away, I have called everybody that I know within her walking distance, and I can't get to them. My brother was out at a camp out here, way past where I am. He saved her life. She would have died. And if he wasn't there, he would have come home because he lives with my mother. He would have came home to my mother dead at the bottom of the stairs. But you people don't understand. I rallied for my police officers. My police officers came to the bakery when I was open. So all these other police officers now, you better go in and look back. Because everything I've said is true. George Janescu brings his son in. Remember her? Well-known sportscaster. Because the cops didn't believe me that I was. And he came in. Remember her? That's the girl you thought you were gay. And this guy had a voice that when he talked, you think I howl. He was a sportscaster. So when he spoke, the room listened. And all the cops that were coming in to get their coffee that day looked up at him and said, it's true. He goes, yeah, why? He goes, She's been trying to tell us that since she got here. We thought she was lying. As I'm standing there at this gorgeous son that grew up like his daddy, dressed in a suit. There's a dime. All these aldermen, beautiful gray-haired man, very elegant. His wife, like I said, sent him out for garlic. I was really dressed pretty, but he thought I got by him at a sane woman. Goes, because I'm looking for shrimp, he's looking for shrimp, you know. He looks over me because he was such a sexy man, this alderman. Steve was his first name because I knew him before. And he goes, "Is this garlic?" I said, "Darling, that's a whole bunch of garlic. She got a bulb there. What are you cooking like this?" Well, just imagine the shock. So I said way back then, every woman should take a Polaroid picture of whatever you send your husband out with, because it doesn't matter if you write it down garlic. He's gonna come up to one lady and go, "Is that a garlic?" Like, and now you got cell phones that he can call you and say and show you, "Is that dead?" And then she'll yell out, "Yes, it is, you stupid fucking idiot," but it's too late. Everybody ate because we're hungry. How long did it take? You know, huh? Hello? And Ben, don't just think Harry would be a better king than that other two. Am I allowed to say that? Since you are way over. Why didn't you tell me you lived over there and didn't tell me you were a woman? Ben, do I have to apologize for anything? Do you have a sword? Do you have a sword? Because if you have a sword, you have a little sword too. Because usually when you have the big one that goes like this, like this, you always have the other little sword when they come in close, like right in the kidney, right? Because it's hid right by your pee-pee, right? Harry has gone, oh, yeah. No. Yeah, but Harry needs to get his wife under control and say, those kids need to see their grandpa. You know, those kids will only hate her when he dies, because they will say, "You never allowed me to see the blood of your blood, because if it wasn't for Daddy, she would not be there." And until she wakes up and realizes you are royalty now, you are a sign of new beginnings. You have married into a family that never allowed your color. And unless you embrace your color, because they are the future. Harry, red-headed white man, and her, African American woman, divorced, whatever. They broke the chains of the chains. And their babies will forever hate them if they do not get to see their grandpa. And that's all it is. That's their grandpa. I wish Kate would put some fucking meat on her bones. She looks like she's too skinny. She's not well. She does not look well. She looks so fucking angry. Oh, once the queen is gone, when she dies, you are going to see an uproar of an uproar of an uproar unless Harry is king. Because, Ben, you saw those two went to Rwanda and they were get away because the only one who was accepted of royalty was Lady Diana. Lady Diana hugged the dying, the kids with AIDS. She was not afraid to say, I will touch you. And until he reigns, those two have to get their act together because the other two are not accepted royalty. Because the day they killed Lady Diana, they killed the royal family itself. Because she left saying, I will not stay here. She threw herself down the fucking castle stairs. That is true. Because she was only married to bear children because Camilla couldn't. And they wanted beautiful children. Well, one is. Right? Right. And the queen had to honor her. Regardless if she was with her grandsons. That was their mother. And the people revolted, saying, and she had to have the burial. They had to change so many things because she was an honorable woman and always will be. No, because I can't watch what I know what they did to her. Because I already know it's bloodlines marrying into bloodlines, so you don't get the wackadoodles, you know. I started watching it, but I also met a gamer on this other site, Ben. You would be amazed. These two men that are of Spanish descent, their bloodline was a Spanish conqueror married a royal woman to, because he was a conqueror, they came and bred because of who his bloodline was. And these young men that I met are gorgeous. They allow me to talk and also said to them, because one I told him go fuck himself. Not a good idea. But it's like find your bloodline. When you find your bloodline, you find whether or not you are a farmer, a conqueror, whether or not you're a baker, a wedding cake maker, or you're the one who weaves the clothing. Because when Benny Key says, I'd rather be a warrior, whatever that is, to me, every time he says that, it's disgusting. Because if you don't have a farmer in the field, you do not have food to feed the troops. I would die. Because how much I love the gardens. We have 1.25 acres. I want to plant because we had planted all these trees in front that they came and cut down and said they have to go. I wanted in English gardens where we are going to start. Probably will never happen. I won't live to see it ended, but I want to take the lilac bush and bend it so one and take another one and have them weave. I've seen it done before where you weave the branches in together and you build the tree itself. You don't have to. You train the tree to do it. And then it'll attach to a well that'll seclude and you can walk in. And the front area here, it's all sunlight all the time. I want to have we would like to have the raised garden beds because we can't have it on the ground because the bunnies would eat everything. But the bunnies have enough around to eat that, like the squashes will be underneath that take over everything. I've had, because on this side of the property over there, we can't, it's too moist. Like when snow leaves, you see where the moles have done their tunnels. So that's where I just wanted our son to take a drone picture of our property so I can plan it. I have all the wedding cake pans that go from this big to 12 layers. And I'm going to do putty stones. I'm going to do whatever I can to make whatever you see from the sky, you'll be able to see down below, like the crop circles. If I do it on graph paper, like my ceiling, like how I make my crocheting, because I am dyslexic. That I can see it. And I always have. My dad always said, have a piece of paper ready and graph paper when you need to draw it. Because I could never explain to people about me. Because after I think after we, nobody ever really told me I had what I had in my hands that day until my story's been put together online that nobody believes. But I know animals come to me when I cry. It's like or that one day when the bird hit the window and killed itself. Because I don't have friends that stop by. I have animals because people are so quick to judge. But I wish people would see. Look at my hands. Every finger is broken. Every fucking. Not my thumbs. My fingers. So just in the red, I'm always in pain. Always. Always in pain. And my Katie monster dropped her phone on her face again, right? Because I care about my subscribers. my hands. What really is helpful is going into the hot tub and just letting them go over the bubbles. And then when I hang over the hot tub, my throat is under the bubbles. So the bubbles are helping my throat. The chocolate I eat is cleansing my throat because chocolate will take the inflame out of anybody. If you bleed, use cornstarch flour. It'll stop blood. It'll clot you. See, we just got the hot tub because when we were renovating, we took out the bath, so we had the shower. So for years that I didn't have the bath, when I would be in pain, I would just wake up and go have a hot bath. So until we got the hot tub this year, that just to go out there for 15 minutes, I'm too scared to fall asleep. Because a friend of ours, his sister-in-law, and this is another horrible story. His brother was crippled, had to wear crutches. And they lived out here. I don't know. He's one of my husband's best friends. He was accused of killing his wife because his wife fell asleep in the hot tub. He found her, tried to drag her out, only to be... He was crippled. He could not do it. They tried to say that he murdered his wife. So instead of finding his wife dead, they tried to say he murdered her because she decided to go have a hot tub without him and not tell him. And my husband's best friend, if it wasn't for him, his brother-in-law, I can't remember how the relation was, but let me tell you, it was a beautiful house. Because he woke up and wondered, like this was years ago, where'd she go? So just imagine this man who's got a strap on his crutches around his arms, and then he looks out and sees her in the hot tub. So he has to go to get to his lady, screaming on the phone, she's dead, she's dead, she's dead. So when they get there, like the 5150 on me, a fucking red-headed cop, who I'm gonna never let you down because after what my husband said, you weren't protecting me. Because I'll say again, there is a man who his son called. My dad's a little drunk. Can you help us? Okay. Can you help me? My dad's a little drunk. I don't know how many, 5 or 6 cops went there and beat this local logger to a fucking pulp. Then they take him, put him in the holding cell. Then somebody decides, do you think we should take him to the hospital right next door? They take him there. When the emergency physician said, what happened to him? Oh, he's been in our holding cell. How fucking long? And he was in, I can't remember if they had to put him in a coma because his fucking brain and his face swelled like this. And I swear to God, I'm going to go in there and talk to the police and say, the next time I fucking call for help for my mother and you don't show up and something happens to her, I will, with the proof of this video here, because I have witnesses, I will sue the Sault Ste. Marie Police Force for not doing a welfare check on my mother, who's over 80 years old and who was already saved once by a young man catching her head. So I'm telling you, I got a big fucking mouth. I don't got any subscribers yet, but they will build 5 out of 5 out of 5. And for the ones that hurt me, if you got 45 hold, oh well. Maybe you shouldn't have said, are you gonna hex me? It's not my fault. It's yours. Don't blame me for you being rude and calling me. Oh, she's really mentally crazy. She's this, she's that. Because every time you open your mouth, Coco, and point at me, there's 4 pointing back at you, bitch. Right? Don't blame me for your karma that God gave you. Right? Karma's a bitch and then some. And I'm not a sugar and sweet Canadian. I'm the one who tells you to your face, go fuck yourself. But I won't call you the C word because you say that to me. No thieves, right? You have no idea, centuries of secrets that I am disclosing, of trafficking of Native children from their land to churches, taken, killed, murdered, done with whatever the priests and the nuns wanted to do. And those that survived were children that their kids were women off the hockey team that I played on, that were told, get over there, as their parents drank whiskey to hide what the churches did to them. Well, Coco, you wanna talk? Send me your phone number, because I told Nicolina from the start, you wanna mend bridges? Let's get up there one-on-one. Somebody else's channel. I get to talk. You have to listen. And then I'll listen while you talk. A mediator. But I got one person's phone number that I came from her channel, and I'm still waiting from Nicolina's. So I ain't gonna forgive that bitch. Everybody has everybody else's phone number, right? I'm the one who's sitting there trying, Ernie, sit down. Ernie, sit down. Ernie, sit down. Everybody's got everybody's phone numbers. And what does everybody say? Oh my God, she wants their phone numbers. Well, why not? Everybody else has everybody else's phone number. Goodbye. Can't do this anymore. You guys I have to go see a doctor tomorrow and try to explain to him what's been going on since the day I was on AB's channel and he called me fucking crazy after everybody went to Molly Golightly's to build stream off the criminalities Amanda's stream That's how he got his subs from the start, her thousands. And now he has 22,000 plus. And I'm not supposed to be angry because doesn't matter whatever stream I go to it. She's here. You know how long it took me before I even put hi? Everybody go watch what you did. It's right there. I'm not allowed to talk in Griff's channel because he wants to bully Katie, Anna, and Joni Springs. Because he fucked up. He did the same thing that Lori and Bob are doing, and that's why they're sucking each other's cock. Because they both want Jody Sue on their channels so they can get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And everybody, come on my stream, come on my stream. And you watch today. You'll see Pendar's channel will get lots of fucking views because everybody got to see Kimmy spin out. But every one of you that laughed and said something in that stream, you wrote it, you cannot take it back, and karma will hit your doorstep whenever it decides to hit you. Right? So I've had enough. I don't make money. And I'm detoxing from the bipolar medication they put me on. And they doubled up something else. I am experiencing the same thing. You have no clue unless you watch The Accountant, where Ben Affleck played this guy who could do numbers. The only thing that calms me is the music. The boom, boom. And my legs ache like his. I will get to sleep. And all of a sudden, I am up with such pain that I can't sleep like I did because I have to sleep opposite. So I have the air conditioning in my face to cool me down at night. And where my dog sleeps, he's at the other end wondering, why is my mommy sleeping like this? Because he's trying to cuddle me, but I'm in pain that he feels it, that he goes and cuddles my husband. And then my husband's at the other end of the house wondering, okay, maybe all the years that she said you needed to go to counseling instead of just me, when everybody's teaching me about empathy and sympathy and all these things, maybe everybody in my family should have been taking the same fucking courses. Because when somebody says, I understand what you're going through, you have no fucking clue. No clue. Because I've told my husband, I just want to go to sleep. And if I wake up, I wake up. But if I don't, oh well. My heart gave out. Because everybody broke it on the internet.